The following is a presentation of the Mat Talk Podcast Network.
It's episode 605 of the Short-Time Wrestling Podcast. This is a special Senior Sendoff edition honoring the Senior All-Americans from 2020 in NCAA Division III. The Senior Sendoff was a tradition started by former PA announcer Todd Hibbs, who is currently the athletic director at Hiram College. He's previously had coaching stops in Division III at Olivet and Alma. What happens with the Senior Sendoff, as you might be familiar with it at the Division I Championships, is a senior win or lose in that medal round on Saturday morning. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place, they get the opportunity to wrestle for a medal, to wrestle for a place on the podium. Win or lose, that senior gets honored. Sometimes we have special situations where that low-seeded senior comes through and makes a run. A good example would be in 2016, where David Terrell knocked off Joey Dance in the early rounds and gave Nathan Tomasello all he could handle in the 3rd place bout. He got one of the larger ovations I've ever seen for a senior wrestling his last match for a 4th place finish. This year, those seniors didn't have a chance to hear their names called for the final time. So with this, the PA announcers from the NCAA Division I, II, and III and the NAIA Women's Invitational came together and came up with an idea. Let's honor our seniors, even though they didn't have the chance to walk off the mat hearing their name, win or lose, as an All-American for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or maybe even 4th times. Today, it's Division III. Yours truly, Jason Bryant, and my fellow PA announcer, John Peterson, would have been on the call at the U.S. Cellular Center in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. These are your class of 2020 Division III Senior All-Americans.
And now we honor our Senior All-Americans at 125 pounds. Finishing his career as a 3rd-team All-American from Messiah, Sean Reddington. Closing out his career as a 3rd-team All-American from Mount Union, Seth Hayes. Finishing off his career as a 2-time All-American from Southern Maine, Peter Del Gallo. Finishing his career as a 1st-team All-American from the College of New Jersey, Daniel Ortega. And finishing his career as a 3-time All-American from Wisconsin Whitewater, Mike Tortorisi.
Honoring our seniors at 133 pounds, from Augsburg, a 3-time All-American, Victor Gliva. A senior from Baldwin Wallace, finishing his career as a 2-time All-American, Charlie Nash. From Delaware Valley, a 2nd-team All-American, Cordell Rush. Finishing his career as a 2nd-team All-American from North Central College, Ian Mullen. Capping off his senior season as a 1st-team All-American from Ohio Northern, Seth Transu. And a 1st-team All-American as a senior from St. John's, Noah Becker.
And now we honor our Senior All-Americans at 141 pounds. Finishing off his career as a 3-time All-American from Alma, Brendan Ladd. Capping off his great career as a 3-time All-American and 2019 National Champion from Augsburg, David Flynn. Capping off his career as a 3-time All-American from Loris, Clint Lembeck. Capping off his career as a 2nd-team All-American from North Central, Mark Fleener. Finishing off his career as a 3-time All-American from Stevens Institute, Troy Stanich. And finishing off his career as a 1st-team All-American from Wisconsin Whitewater, Hazen Rice.
Senior All-Americans at 149 pounds. Finishing his career as a 1st-team All-American from Augsburg, Aaron Wilson. wrapping up his career as a three-time All-American and 2018 national champion from Ithaca, Ben Brisman. Finishing off his career as a first-team All-American from Johnson & Wales, Damani Burns. A third-team All-American as a senior from Muhlenberg, Austin Sherman. A third-team All-American from North Central College, Anthony Rink. Completing his career as a three-time All-American from NYU, Evan Drill. And finishing off his career as a third-team All-American from Washington and Jefferson, Michael Heinel.
And now we will honor our senior All-Americans at 157 pounds. Finishing his career as a three-time All-American and a two-time national champion from Augsburg, Ryan Epps. Capping off his career as a two-time All-American from the University of Chicago, Steve Bonzo. Finishing off his career as a three-time All-American from Cole Erickson. Finishing his career off as a two-time All-American from Loris, Brandon Murray. Finishing his career off as a third-team All-American from Messiah, Stephen Maloney. Capping off his career as a first-team All-American from NYU, Sean Lyons. Capping his career off as a second-team All-American from Stevens Institute, Dylan Van Sickle. And finishing his career as a second-team All-American from Wartburg, Martin Sandoval.
Honoring our senior All-Americans at 165 pounds. Completing his career as a four-time All-American and two-time NCAA Division III national champion from Augsburg, Lucas Jeske. A senior two-time All-American from Ithaca, Austin Whitney. Completing his career as a second-team All-American from Wisconsin lacrosse, Mitchell Hertel. From Loris, a senior two-time All-American, Eddie Smith. Completing his career as a two-time All-American from RIT, Dempsey King. A second-team All-American from Stevens Institute, Thomas Poklakua. A first-team All-American from Wartburg, Max Forsyth. A third-team All-American from Washington and Lee, Shane Connors. A second-team All-American from Wisconsin Whitewater, Ryder Sigler. And closing out his career as a third-team All-American from WPI, Tyler Marsh.
And now we will honor our senior All-Americans at 174 pounds. Capping off a great career as a two-time All-American from the Coast Guard, A.J. Aberley. Capping off his career as a third-team All-American from Lycoming, Hayden Swartwood. Finishing off his career as a third-team All-American from Mount Union, Connor Holman. Finishing off his career as a three-time All-American from the College of New Jersey, Daniel Kilroy. Finishing off his great career as a three-time All-American and a 2019 national champion from Wabash, Darden Scherg. And finishing his career off as a second-team All-American from Washington and Jefferson, Hunter Neely.
Now honoring our senior class at 184 pounds. Finishing his career as a three-time All-American from Augsburg, Tanner Vassar. From Central College, a second-team All-American, Nathan Fritz. From Heidelberg, a two-time All-American, Dylan Roth. From Wisconsin lacrosse, a two-time All-American, Sawyer Massey. Closing out his career as a two-time All-American from the Merchant Marine Academy, Joshua Glansman. A senior third-team All-American from Muhlenberg, Jimmy Frattantoni. A three-time All-American and 2019 NCAA Division III national champion from Western New England, John Boyle. And finishing his career as a third-team All-American from Washington and Lee, Rex Halliburton.
And now we will honor our senior All-Americans at 197 pounds. Capping off his career as a two-time All-American from Baldwin Wallace, Zachary Lehman. Capping off a great career as a two-time All-American from Coe, Taylor Mayman. Capping off his career as a four-time All-American from Loris, Guy Patrone Jr. Capping off his career as a second-team All-American from NYU, Jack Laporte. And finishing off his career as a third-team All-American from RIT, John Donahue.
And our seniors at heavyweight. Capping his career as a first-team All-American from Central College, Duncan Lee. A first-team All-American from the United States Coast Guard Academy, Patrick Irwin. A first-team All-American from Johnson & Wales, Michael DiNardo. From Otterbein, capping off his career as a two-time All-American, Drew Casper. From RIT, a second-team All-American, Sam Weinger. From Scranton, capping his career as a third-team All-American, Keegan Connolly. And from Springfield, third-team All-American, Joe Fusco. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior class and All-Americans in NCAA Division III wrestling for 2020. The Short Time Wrestling Podcast is proudly outfitted by Compound Sportswear. Shirts, singlets, custom gear orders, everything you need. Call up Cliff and the crew at cmpteamwear.com. Hey, you know what? Did you like the show? You want to hit that subscribe button? MatTalkOnline.com/listen. Various different ways to subscribe to the show on your favorite podcatcher of choice. And if you're already subscribed and you already listened and you love the show and you want to support this show and this network, MatTalkOnline.com/join the team. Become a team member today.